What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Scrub Academy welcoming you back to another deck profile here on the channel. Today we have a very interesting deck with us. We have Josh with his Sushi Ship deck. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Alright, so just going to give you a fair warning. The deck is very bare bones right now. There is like no support for it right now until the next couple sets. There's very few Sushiship monsters out right now in the TCG, but the OCG has like 4 extra monsters that we don't have yet. And they make the deck really good and really a lot better and a lot more consistent. So this is a pretty bare bones build, so I guess take it as you will. I'll try and explain everything to the best of my ability, and here we go. So we have 3 of the normal monster, which is Gunkin Sushiship Shari. It's just a 2k meat stick, Aqua Fire, level 4, easy, it's just normal summon, call it good, and a lot of your effects will synergize off of this guy. You have 3 of Sushiship Ikura. This guy, he special summons himself if you control one of the normal monster. And then you can also excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. And if you reveal one of the normal monsters, you can either add it to your hand or special summon it, which is really good for cycling out your deck, getting the normal monster out on the board, which synergizes with pretty much everything in the deck. And then the rest of this is pretty either staple-wise for normal monsters or very just defensive, since we don't have very many Suships yet. I run 3 Rescue Rabbit. It's just another way to empty out the deck and get the normal monster out there. And that's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to running cards like that. Then the rest of these is mainly hand traps, like Triple Ash Blossom, just defense, stopping opponents' combos. And then I have Double Ghost Ogre for now until the support comes in.
So what is that support going to do for the deck?
So you have 2 main deck monsters. You got 2 XYZ monsters. There's an Ice Fish, which helps cycle the deck of other copies with the same name. And then there is another normal monster. It's a level, or effect monster, excuse me. It's a level 5 though, so it's gonna special summon itself off of its own effect while you control Shari, or while you have other Suships on board. I can't remember its effect off the top of my head right now. Then the 2 XYZ monsters that are coming with it, they're based off of these effect monsters as well. The Ice Fish one will give you some like really nice battle bonuses, and then the rank 5 that'll come with the level 5 effect monster will let you attack directly with a monster that's 2900 attack,
okay,
which is pretty solid. And the level 5 effect monster will help you by changing the level of the normal monster to level 5, which allows you to easily get into that rank 5 or rank 4, because then you can either also change this level to 4 as well to help with getting the rank 4s out. So it's kind of balanced back and forth that way.
Okay.
So then after Ogre, I have 3 Skullmeister for now. It's just a good meta, good to counter the meta right now, because there's a lot of graveyard effects, a lot of things that activate the graveyard. It's pretty self-explanatory there. And then after this, we have the spells.
Okay.
I run 3 of the Gunkin Sushiship Seaside Supper Spot.
Say that 10 times fast, right?
Yeah, right? Its effect is pretty solid for the deck. It helps you cycle through your deck and get the cards that you want. If you were to normal or special summon any Sushiship monster, you can place any Sushiship card from your deck on top of your deck. Okay. So you can like stack the deck with the trap card, stack it with any of the effect monsters, any of the normal monsters. And it helps you kind of cycle your deck and stack your deck for certain synergizing effects. And then also, if a Sushiship monster that was special summoned from the extra deck would be destroyed, you can force your opponent to pay life points equal to that destroyed monster's defense, okay, which is very small. It's like about 300, 500 at most, but it can still be pretty significant. And then you can apply the effect to special summon a copy of the normal monster from your hand, and if you do, you can immediately exi summon using just that monster.
Alright.
Which is really good if you want to crash into one of your opponent's monsters, then you get the monster back, just another copy of the monster back, which gives you a summon effect to draw a card, and we'll get back into that later.
Alright.
Got that. Then I run 3 Unexpected Die. Pretty self-explanatory for the normal monster engine. If you control no monsters, you just get a normal monster from your deck. So just get that Sushiship Shari out onto the board. Helps you synergize. yada yada yada. I've said this like probably a million times already. Then I have 3 Dark Ruler No More for the time being. Again, it's another meta counter because there's a lot of monster effects that sit on board. There's a lot of established boards, and Dark Ruler No More helps kind of mitigate that, especially for a deck like this that's very bare bones.
So if you win the dice roll, you're choosing second every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this deck is very much a beatdown deck more than anything, at least for the time being. It'll probably become more of a beatdown once you get the 2900 attack XYZ, and you can then establish boards a lot easier that way. Then I run 2 Pot of Avarice. It helps cycle the deck. It helps recycle cards in case you've already used up your combo really fast. Because if you open the right cards or get the right cards in hand, you can cycle through your 3 normal monsters really quickly. And this helps mitigate the fact that you run through your combo and run dry very quickly. And it gives you extra draw power too, which is also a good plus. Then I have 2 Twin Twisters. This is just kind of to help either fill the graveyard in case I have something like Pot of Avarice in hand and just want to use it. Get the normal monster in graveyard in case I have Monster Reborn and don't want to use my normal summon. And it helps destroy spells and traps in case my opponent has an established board already. And then I run 1 Terraforming. Pretty self-explanatory. Just search for the field spell. Field spell helps you stack the deck, and then you just kind of go from there. And then I got 1 Called by the Grave, staple for pretty much any rogue deck. You're going to want to play Called by the Grave, especially in this deck, since this deck is very reliant on getting a combo and then beating down after that. And then we got Harpy's Feather Duster. Again, it's just another counter pick for most established board decks. Just helps stop any like setup boards or setup back row. And then we got Monster Reborn. Combo extender for the most part, especially if you need to like detach for an effect. You can detach your normal monster and then get the normal monster back out. And then with the support, it'll hopefully synergize a lot better in that regard. And then moving on to traps. I have 3 of the Sushiship Daily Special. It's a really, really powerful trap card. It would be really strong if it was a spell card, which I wish it was a spell. When it's activated, you can reveal a copy of the normal monster, Sushiship Shari, in hand, if you have one. And then you reveal 3 Sushiship monsters from your deck, and your opponent chooses one of them for you to add to your hand. But if you reveal the normal monster on activation, you choose instead. Which is really helpful if you have the normal monster in hand and doesn't give your opponent a choice. Even then, with how this deck is going right now, it's pretty easy to keep all 3 copies of monster in your deck by the time you activate this card. It really helps mid-game and end-game when you have the normal monster in hand, but I haven't been able to use this card in the mid to late game yet with this bare bones build. Then also, if this card's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it to basically do a mini Pot of Avarice for Suships.
Okay.
So you would shuffle 3 Suship monsters back into your deck and then you draw a card, which would be really good. It's really good for cycling. It's really good for helping you recycle those dried up resources very quickly. And then I have 3 Infinite Impermanence just to round out that build. Infinite Impermanence is pretty solid in this build. It just helps you stop your opponent's monster effects, shuts down your opponent's combos, and then if you end up needing to go first, you can just set it pass turn and set up a very decent board with Impermanence as a bit of a backup plan.
Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory there. And then I have my extra deck. The extra deck, there's only a few cards, which I will just show you the first cards that will actually I deem as necessary in the deck. So I will run 1 Digesto Emerald. Just target 3 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle all 3 in the deck, and then draw a card. More resource recycling, more resource reusing.
Have to with this deck.
Oh yeah,
how it is.
For sure. And then I got Time Thief Redoer. It helps for controlling the board, taking your opponent's cards, disrupting your opponent's plays if necessary. Sometimes I'll go into this, especially when going first, because that just messes up my opponent if I take some of his good cards that are on top of his deck. Kind of messes him up a little bit and maybe a bit of a disruption if you pull the right card.
Can also help you figure out what they're playing before they get into it.
Yeah, right. I run 3 of the Gunkan Sushiship Ikura class Dreadnought. 3 ofs are staples in the Sushiship deck just because you're already using so much and you're trying to beat down with so few resources, especially right now. What's really cool about this guy, he's a generic rank 4, so you can just use any 2 level 4 monsters. And then when he's XE summoned, you get 1 of 2 or both effects depending on what monsters you use as material. If you use the normal monster, the Sushiship Shari, you get to draw a card. And then also if you use the effect monster, Sushiship Ikura, he can also make 2 attacks during each battle phase. And that's not limited to monsters either. You can attack directly twice if you're able to, which is really cool. And then on top of that, if you were to deal battle damage with a Sushiship monster special summon from the extra deck while he's on board, you get to target a card your opponent controls and destroy it.
Oh, nice.
Which is very solid if you are able to push for a beatdown or some damage. And then the last of the what I deem necessary extra deck monsters is Zeus. Usually what I do with this deck right now, since it's so bare bones, I will go ahead and attack like twice with the Akura class Dreadnought, do my 2 attacks, get some damage in, destroy a card, get that free draw, and then main phase 2 go into Zeus, and that gives me a chance to protect my board or protect my advantage. And it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. What's really nice is if the game goes a little bit longer than just Zeus and then ending the game, if you set like the Sushiship Shari on the board, if you get the Shari destroyed first, Zeus can reattach a monster from anywhere in the extra deck and or deck, which is also really helpful, especially since you're only going to have 3 materials if you go into this bread and butter. And then I just have a few extra monsters that are pretty standard, like Saryuja, I have Nightmare Unicorn, Phoenix, Cerberus, and then I just threw in 2 Ferocious Flame Swordsmen just in case. These guys are all pretty decent with this deck. Like the Nightmares, you can fill up the graveyard with them if you want to go for a Pot of Avarice play or a daily special graveyard play. Saryuja I haven't used yet, but if you're able to, you are able to gain resources and get that free special summon once per turn, which is also pretty solid. And Ferocious Flame Swordsman is just a generic link too that you can use to either get Saryuja out or Unicorn out, and yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There isn't a whole lot of support right now, like I said. And the next couple of sets, we're going to get like an Ice Fish, and then we're going to get, I think it's called a Nigiri Sushiship. And those are pretty good. Those will help cycle the deck. Those will help bring resources to the deck and maybe be a little less bare bones. So.
All right. Well, I expect to be seeing you back here again once all that support comes out, and we'll see an updated list for you.
Okay.
So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy his deck profile, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell on the way out the door. If you do see anything in this deck you think you can improve on, let us know down in the comment section as well. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Nate from the Sushiship Academy, signing off for now. Peace out.